Hi children, it's with your request I am here with another presentation with the slight changes from the earlier ones. Thanks for the support you have given. Hope you have experienced the care, love and warmth of a mother from the lesson Any Woman. If that poem is about the self-effacing love of a mother, here we have another story which tells the sacrificial role played by a woman in a household. Let's go through the lesson Matchbox by Ashapurna Devi and see how the individuality of a woman is crushed by her husband. Here we see the anger, sorrow, and helplessness of a woman in a patriarchal society. Let's have a look at her profile. Ashapurna Devi. She is a prominent Bengali novelist and poet, honored with a number of prizes and awards. The Government of India honored her with Jnanapith and Padma Shri in 1976, awarded the degree of D.Litt by the universities of Jabalpur, Rabindra Bharati, Burdwan, and Jadavpur. She has written tirelessly in many genres, including children's literature. She received Jnanapith Award for her novel Pratham Pratishruti, the first novel in her trilogy. Subarnalata and Bagulkada are the other two, and she died in the year 1995. The most interesting fact about Ashapurna Devi is that she hasn't got any primary education. She was born into a conservative Bengali family where women were denied education. Her introduction to the alphabet was through her elder brother, who used to chant his lessons aloud. She sat near him and tried to memorize the alphabets as he pronounced them. Her charisma, willpower, and the strength to pursue her individuality made her life an amazing tale. Through her lifespan, Ashapurna has written tirelessly in many genres. Her published novels are 176 in number, on top of which she has written many children's books, poetry, short stories, and articles on various subjects. A lot of her work was later translated into other Indian languages. Her famous trilogy, Pratham Pratishruti, Subarnalata, and Bagulkada, depict the aspirations, joys, and sorrows that all women in the world would relate. Okay, children, let's have a look at the quote here. There are two ways of spreading light, to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. Do you want to be the candle or the mirror that reflects the light? Women should choose between being a candle or a mirror and work for their own emancipation or freedom as well as for the generations to come. Okay, children, let's begin our lesson Matchbox by Ashapurna Devi. The first paragraph. I always compare women to matchboxes. Why? Because of the way matchboxes are, even though they have enough gunpowder to set 100 lankas aflame, they sit around meek and innocent in the kitchen, in the pantry, in the bedroom, here, there, anywhere. Women too are exactly the same. You want an example? A wonderful comparison. Women with matchboxes. Haven't you seen matchboxes? Where is it placed? It is usually placed in the kitchen, in the storeroom, and in the bedroom, and even in the pockets of men. What is so special about it? Yes, it can make fire and can even devour great things within seconds. But when we look at it, we don't feel its power to destroy things. Here also, Ashapurna Devi compares women to matchbox because even though it contains enough gunpowder to set a flame, Even hundreds of Lankas, they sit around, very soft, innocent, in the kitchen, in the pantry, in the bedroom, here, there, anywhere. Women are also like that. They are suppressing their emotions for the sake of their family. Here you can see a reference from Ramayana, Lanka. It's a place where Ravana abducted Sita and imprisoned her under the Ashoka tree. Later, Hanuman burned the whole Lanka with a fire on his tail and secured Sita. A matchbox contains enough gunpowder to set fire to hundreds of such Lankas. Though it looks very small, soft, and innocent, we cannot judge its power with its appearance. Then look carefully at that enormous 3-story house in front of us. Sunday morning. The washerman has come and is waiting. Moments before handing over a heap of Ajit's dirty clothes to the washerman, Nomita goes through the pockets one last time and discovers the letter. A twisted, crumpled envelope with its mouth torn, and on the envelope Nomita's name. Okay, if you don't believe this comparison, she gives us an example in the form of a story. The story vividly picturizes the sorrows and helplessness of women in a patriarchal society. She takes us to a 3-storied house. It's an enormous one with lots of inmates. It's a Sunday morning, and the washerman is waiting there outside for the dirty clothes. Nomita, the protagonist in the story, is sorting her husband's dirty clothes just to hand over it to the washerman. Before giving the clothes, she makes a final search in the pockets. Usually, we also do this while washing the shirts just to find out anything important left out in that pocket. So, here she has got one letter. Ajit has opened it and read it, then crumpled it and twisted it and dropped into his pocket and left it there. Hasn't felt the need to mention it even once to Nomita. The flame that had gone up top now burns steadily, hissing, sounding its note on each of her mind strings. Because this incident is not a casual oversight, it is deliberate. Okay, and what did Ajit do with it? He has just opened it, read the letter, and then crumpled and twisted it into his pocket. He hasn't felt the need to mention it even to Nomita. Nomita was insulted, so a flame goes everywhere through the veins of Nomita. It began to burn steadily, hissing and sounding its note on each of her mind strings. It means that the incident insulted her much, and it affected and infuriated every nerve in her body. The reason is that it is not a casual one, it is something deliberate, a purposeful one from her husband. Ajit's nature is exactly like that. Somehow he has gained possession of the key to the letter box, fishing it through the gaps among the 52 hands of this joint family, and whenever there is a letter with Nomita's name on the envelope, he opens and reads it first, and only then does he give it to her. It's possible that oftentimes he doesn't give it to her at all. At least that is the suspicion that has taken deep root in Nomita's mind. Even though to this day Ajit cannot truthfully make the claim that he has been able to discover any letter in the slightest degree suspicious. Okay, Ajit's nature is always like that. Even in that joint family, he managed to gain the key to the letter box and catches the letter skillfully that is addressed to Nomita. Here, his skill is compared to the skill of a fisherman catching the fish. He was the first person to read it, and only then he gives it to her. Often he doesn't give it to her at all. So when she saw the crumpled letter in his pocket, she became suspicious. Why has he got such an ugly habit? Reading the letter addressed to somebody else is very bad. But Ajit always do this. What might be the reason? Right. He is suspicious about his wife. But he couldn't claim it even in a slightest degree that he has seen any suspicious letter addressed to Nomita. Still, still this ugly habit of his won't go, not with Nomita's anger, not with her taking offense, not with bitter reproaches, her trying to shame him, sarcasm, not with anything. If she mentions it, first he tries to laugh it away, and if laughter doesn't get him out of deep water, he scolds her. She sits perfectly still for a minute and reads the letter through. It's nothing much, a letter from Nomita's mother. So, this ugly habit of Ajit won't go. Not with her anger, with her displeasure, with her bitter quarrels with him, or with her trying to shame him, sarcasm, not with anything. If she mentions about it, first he tries to laugh it away. And if laughter doesn't work, then he will definitely scold her. When she saw the crumpled letter, all these incidents came to her mind. She was so sad. Now she sits perfectly and begins to read the letter. So the letter is not a suspicious one. It is a letter from her old mother. It is her standard speech. The good woman has once again placed on the record the news of her various hardships and complaints getting worse, misfortune upon misfortune. The ceiling of her room is cracked, and the rainwater falls through in ceaseless streams. If this is not immediately remedied, she will have to die crushed under the weight of a collapsed roof. Of course, she does not dread that eventuality. Her daughter is a queen, her son in law high minded, large hearted, therefore, etc. etc. Okay, now the letter is from her mother. What is in that letter? In that letter, she has mentioned all her difficulties and complaints as usual. Her complaints are getting worse now, misfortune upon misfortune. Now her problem is that there is a crack on the ceiling of her room and the rainwater falls ceaselessly through that crack. And if this is not remedied soon, she will have to die, crumpled under the weight of a collapsed roof. But she is not at all afraid of that eventuality or possibility. Why? Because her daughter is a queen, her son in law is high minded, large hearted, so and so. An indigent widow, without husband or son, she was successful in consigning her daughter to a wealthy family's house on the strength of looks alone. But the good lady has never stopped taking credit at the slightest opportunity for her skill in the matter, and she has been finding such opportunities all along. Okay, here we see a description about Nomita's mother. She is an indigent widow. Indigent means a destitute, a poor widow without husband or son to look after her. Somehow she has managed to entrust her daughter to a wealthy family on the strength of her beauty alone. She always takes the credit of it and never missed a chance to boast about it. We have seen such women praising their daughter's beauty and the large-heartedness of their son-in-laws. She is so skillful in that matter and never missed a chance to take the credit of it. Okay? Okay, with a description of Nomita's mother, shall we wind up for today? If I continue, it will be too lengthy. So let's have a look at the questions. First one, why are women compared to matchboxes? The second one, what makes Nomita furious? Third one, what is the suspicion in Nomita's mind? Fourth one, what is called an ugly habit? Why? Fifth one, how does Ajit react when Nomita mentions about his ugly habit? And the last one, what are the expectations of Nomita's mother? Do the answers and submit. Thank you. We'll be back again.